Good morning, everyone! Should have probably given a disclaimer, no makeup face, but then again, it's a makeup video, so that was kind of expected, right? Okay, so today I'm going to do a quick video on my favorite drugstore makeup. I wear makeup basically every day, but I definitely want to do so on a budget, so I just wanted to share with you, in kind of a get ready with me fashion, I guess, my favorite drugstore makeup choices. I am somewhat minimalistic when it comes to my makeup. I definitely am not, going to sit here and do this big old contouring and all this other stuff that, the people who are better at this sort of thing would probably do. And honestly, I'm probably the last person to follow for a makeup video because I'm not all that great at it. So even though I wear it every day, my skills haven't really improved that much over the years, to be honest. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started though. So this is my makeup bag, and this is all of the makeup that I basically own, and I don't even use all of this every day. I'll use maybe a few things if I'm just going out, and then, a lot more of this when I'm going all out, which is what I'm doing today because I'm getting ready to go to work. So the first thing I do, of course, have to take off my glasses. Can't put makeup on with glasses on. And sorry if the echo in here is terrible. But the first thing, obviously, concealer. I use just some cheap concealer. What is this? This is Hide That Blemish by Rimmel London. I think I bought this because it was the cheapest one Walmart had, and it works pretty well. So it's not just the blemishes, it's these terrible dark circles under my eyes that I do this for. Okay, so the next step is powder. So I like Bare Minerals powder, and this lasts me a really long time. So they have quite a few different colors. Obviously, different ones will work for different, people. I usually use the light in the wintertime because I have less of a tan, and then in the summer I am a little bit darker of a color. So right now I'm still on the light though. And then I use this brush that came with this little starter kit I got with this a long time ago. This has an SPF, which is good for helping to prevent wrinkles and possibly even skin cancer, because it can help, keep the sun's rays from doing damage to our skin. So especially in the wintertime, in the summer, excuse me, this is pretty important. And I'll wear this when I'm even just going outside to go do some gardening or something like that, just to have some kind of a barrier. And it really works. Like, I've noticed a big difference in how better I can handle the sun without getting sunburned. So works pretty good. Okay, the next thing would be lipstick, and I do this on purpose. I know that sounds kind of backwards. A lot of people do lips last, but there's a reason for this. I use this L'Oreal Paris. I can't remember if this is a 16-hour makeup lipstick or if this is the 24-hour one, but these are fabulous. They are really inexpensive to buy, and they last a fairly long time, but even better than that, these don't smudge and come off. And so for people like me who is going to eat and drink and all this other stuff while wearing this, this makes it to where I don't have to reapply. Sometimes I do have to reapply. Maybe if I had something to do later in the evening or whatever, I might put it on again in the afternoon. But for the most part, this is really good. It lasts a really long time. So this one's color is Tea Berry, number 109, and I really like this. You want to be careful when you're putting this on though, because what it does is it kind of like dries out your lips a little bit so that your lips absorb the color. And that's how it doesn't smudge off. It doesn't sit on the top like normal lipstick, it absorbs. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is some eyeshadow. I have one eyeshadow palette, and it is this one. It is matte, and it is very neutral, as you can see. So it has 3 colors. I don't always use all 3, but on a day when I'm going to be doing a lot, let me see if this has a color number on it. 62 Orion, I guess it is. Again, I got this for really inexpensive. I think it was only like $2 or $3. So the light colored one, I will do this one above my eyebrow, or excuse me, below my eyebrow, above my eye. Again, I don't do this one all the time, but when I do, this is how I would do it. The next thing I will do is the medium color here, and this is the one I just kind of put generally on my entire eyelid, but I mainly focus on the inside because I'm going to be using the darker one on the outside. Okay, there we go, and now we're ready for the dark color. And for the dark color, I mainly focus on the crease, and then I tend to like to run it along the very front edge as well. So it's kind of this like wedge shape I put on in the crease and then along the front edge. Here is my favorite, my second favorite, my favorite. I don't know, I have two favorites. That lipstick is fabulous, and then this is my favorite mascara ever. This is L'Oreal Voluminous. I think I was watching a TV show once, and it was like somebody was doing reviews of cheap makeup, and this is what they said was one of the best drugstore mascaras, and I completely agree. This mascara is seriously like fabulous. So I use the black brown just because I don't like it being super dark. And then the other thing is I use the curved brush. So the reason I use the curved brush is because this curls your eyelashes as you're using it without having to use an eyelash curler. So it's kind of a two-step in one kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and this is what I think makes the biggest difference and makes it really look like you're wearing makeup. Okay, there we go. Just two things left. So the next thing is going to be the step 2 process of the lipstick. So we put it on earlier, it's fully absorbed now, and now my lips feel kind of sticky a little bit and kind of dry. So at this point I do like to wipe off just a little bit of extra that hasn't absorbed yet. And then this is the lip color, and the other side has this, I don't know what they call this. Whatever it is, it's the step 2. It feels like chapstick on your lips. It basically just sets the lipstick in and then makes it to where it doesn't feel so dry anymore. Kind of adds that moisture that the first step took out. So just put this on really quick, and it does add a little bit of shimmer, so if you really like the super matte look, this isn't probably a good choice, but I like it. And now this lip color is going to stay on for a really long time, which is really great. And then the very, very last step. So I got this on clearance at Walmart. It's Hard Candy brand, and I don't use this brown hardly ever. I know this is supposed to be some kind of a bronzer or something, so if anybody has any ideas for what to do with this, it's basically wasted in space in my makeup bag. Let me know. I would love your opinions on what I should do with this, because I have no idea where to put that or how to use it. However, the bottom one, this pink color, I use as blush, which is obviously what it's supposed to be. And when I put it on the top cheekbone kind of, and then I work from the front toward the back, because when people blush, obviously it's more toward the front and not really so much in the back. So it makes more sense to me to just kind of put it mainly more focusing on the front of my face and then kind of maybe a little bit toward the back. Okay, and then the last step, of course, is my hair, which this isn't a hair tutorial, but I'll just go ahead and throw it in there anyway. I shower at night, and then I braid my hair. Not really braid, it's more of a twist. When it's slightly damp, I try to let it dry as much as possible, and then I do this like right before I go to bed. And that's because I'm kind of lazy when it comes to my hair, and this makes it really easy to make it look like I've done something with my hair when I really haven't done much, hardly at all. So since I didn't take any clips of what this looks like, but there's tons of really good hair tutorials out there anyway. If you wanted to know what this is or how to do this, you can just do a quick search on French twist or French, what do they call it? French rope braid, I guess sometimes they're called, a rope braid or a twist. But yeah, I do that to the right side, to the left side, and then I join the two, and then I go down. And so this looks really messy, obviously, because I slept on this last night. But then when I take it out, it looks a lot better, I promise. Hold on a second. I honestly think that this is another good way to sort of get your hair done without having to have all sorts of like heat tools and stuff like that. So not only do I not have to take all the time that it takes to do my hair, but I also don't have to spend all the money on the fancy gadgets and things that would require that in the first place. So anyway, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take this rope braid twist thing out, and then I like to set it in and also make sure that it's dry with my hair dryer, because it usually doesn't dry all the way overnight, even though I try to make it as dry as possible. So if I just let it down and then leave it that way, the curls will usually fall, and then they won't be there for very long. But when I use my hair dryer, which is just a cheap hair dryer I got from a yard sale, it like folds. It's like a cheap traveling hair dryer or whatever. It still works. So yeah, I just set the curl, I guess, with the hair dryer, and it only takes like, I don't even know, 1.5 minutes each side. So I'll go ahead and do that next. Okay, there we go, all done. It doesn't look like it was curled. It just gives it some I don't know, like I said, the illusion that I've done something with it when I haven't really, so that works for me. I don't brush it at this point. It'll get kind of poofy if I do, so I just leave it just like this. Maybe I'll throw a little hair cream in it or whatever if I feel like I've got some flyaways on the top. But this is pretty much it. So here is my work look. Oh wait, no. Completed. The reason I do the hair last is so that the mascara can dry. Otherwise, you blink and it gets on the insides of the glasses. For those of you who wear glasses, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So there we go. Now it's completed and finished. Cheap drugstore makeup, I think it makes a big difference, and hopefully this video was helpful to you in some way, shape, or form. This video was inspired by a viewer who had requested it. So if you have video requests, feel free to leave them below. I definitely listen to your video requests, and I try to you know, give you guys what you were looking for and what would be helpful to you. So again, hopefully this video was helpful to you, and we'll see you next time. I'm Frugal Green Girl. Thanks for watching.